Hey beer tubers, it's Ryan back with another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. Thanks for joining me once again. Today I'm going to look at a beer from Lindemans. I've yet to do any of their beers on my channel, but they're pretty easy to find. A lot of their lambics out and about in the stores these days. But most of their lambics are sweet and fruited. But we're going to be looking at Cuvée René, which is an actual authentic style Gueuze, which is a proper sour beer from Lindemans. So this baby's capped and corked. So I'm going to get it open and we'll take a look at this. I've never had it before and see how it compares to the other Gueuzes I've had. Alright, nice pop on that. Short kind of stubby cork with this one, but let's get this thing poured. Been on the sour kick lately with all this warm weather. Perfect beers for the summertime. Wow. That pours a really nice head for a sour ale. Usually because they're so highly acidic that you won't get much of a head, even if they're highly carbonated. And this one's got a good amount of carbonation. It's very, very hazy golden color. Got about a finger head. It's going to dissipate really quickly. Mostly medium-sized bubbles on there. Yeah, it's not going to last with a sour ale. Let me get the ABV on there for you. This comes in at 750. Maybe Merchant du Vin doesn't post it on this bottle. It does say it was bottled in 2010, but yeah, I'll have to get that posted. It's probably 5 or 6%, and they just don't have it on the bottle. But let's get the aroma on it. Really nice aroma. I really like the tartness on there. Very kind of sort of like fruits, like a lot of pear, apple skins, kind of definitely a little bit of funkiness in there, a little bit of like wet hay notes, kind of that sort of like very muted barnyard funky notes. But yeah, a lot of kind of apple, pear, like white grape notes, slight bit of like apple cider vinegar. But yeah, it smells like a proper Gueuze. Maybe not quite as acidic on the nose as some of the other ones, but let's give this a try. Cheers. Oh wow, that aroma betrayed the taste on this thing. This is very, very tart up front. Definitely has that mouth-puckering character to it. So yeah, first sip, it's really hard to get around that. Your palate will kind of get used to it as you drink it, but yeah, first sip, this one's big mouth-puckering beer. Okay, so up front, you get a nice assault of sourness, tartness with some carbonation. It actually it's hardly carbonated in a lot of other sours I've had before. It really gives it a champagne kind of esque feel to it. And beyond that sort of really vinegary kind of tartness, you get a lot of like a champagne white grape character to it. That apple kind of skin note in there as well. Maybe like a slight kind of peach note, apricot kind of fruitiness in there. And then kind of after that sort of goes into that more barnyard funkiness. It's funny because my mom grew up around horses. She worked around horses, so when I told her about these beers, how they have like people would call it a wet horse blanket, she was kind of skeptical. But I let her take an aroma on one. She's like, "Yep, smells like wet horse blanket, but without all the urine in it from them rolling around in the dirt." So yeah, it's got some horse blanket funkiness in there in the back end. It's not as prominent as the Girardin 1882 Black Label Gueuze or the Cantillon Classic Gueuze, but it's definitely in there. I'm really impressed by this one so far. I'm going to let it warm just a touch, see if we can get some more tasty notes and get back to you. Okay, drinking a little more on this one. Palate's definitely used to that tartness up front. Still a good amount of sourness on this bottle. I mean, maybe because it's a 2010, there's still a good amount of tartness in the yeast that hasn't quite faded. You know, as you age these beers, they tend to become less sour over time. But I am really impressed with this, considering that this is kind of one of the easier Gueuzes to find for me, and I've never tried it before. I'm really glad I picked up this bottle. I'm going to give this an A. This is an excellent, excellent Gueuze. It's up there with not up there, but not quite with the Cantillons, the Giardins. There's Three Fontaine well, this is probably on par with Three Fontaine. I mean, that's it's been a while since I've had that beer, but I reviewed it with Peter, Master Hoppets, but I forget the grade I gave that. But yeah, this is excellent. If you want, yeah, a very traditional style sour, this is a good one to go to once you've kind of gone past maybe some of the more starter sours out there. But yeah, one of the best, along with the other two I mentioned, Gueuses that I've tried this summer. So pick up Cuvée René from Lindemans. This is very much authentic tasting sour ale. So until next time, please comment, subscribe. Cheers.